Gotin Gola.
Solo, a Star Wars story, is directed by Ron Howard and is a story of how Han Solo has met Chewbacca and Lando Calrissian and takes place before he has ever met Luke, Leia, and joins the Rebels and later the Resistance. I was actually really excited to see this movie when it was first announced and when Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who directed the two 21 Jump Street movies with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, and the Lego movie. Those are all three of those movies are ones that I really enjoy, and Phil Lord and Chris Miller directed all of them. So when they were originally attached as directors for Solo, I was really excited. I thought, yes, they're perfect. They have this great comedic style to all their movies, and that comedic style in Solo would be great. And I heard that on set they encouraged all the actors to improvise, and I was thinking, yes, that's great. Han Solo is this witty, charming, comedic, most of the time character, and that kind of style and directing would be perfect for this kind of movie. And then they were let go, or they left due to creative differences. I don't know. Either way, they weren't directing the movie anymore, and my excitement for Solo greatly decreased. And then when Ron Howard was brought on board to direct, my excitement went decreased even more. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Ron Howard. I think he seems like a really nice guy in real life. His daughter Bryce Dallas Howard is really talented, and he's directed some good movies. But unfortunately, most of his movies have been either subpar or really bad, especially his comedies. Like Ed TV and The Dilemma were awful, awful movies. So I was really nervous going in to see this movie. I was really nervous. I was thinking, oh, like many people, I was thinking, oh no, this isn't gonna be good. This is gonna be really bad. It's not really, really bad, but it's fine. But the fact that a Star Wars movie, something that is a fact that a movie that belongs to a franchise that's so dear to my heart and an integral part of my childhood, the fact that a movie that's part of that of a franchise that means so much to me is fine is so disappointing to me. That being said, it's not a terrible movie, and there are plenty of good things about the movie. The best thing about this movie is Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. Every scene with him is great. He is just so perfect. In real life and in the role of Lando, he is absolutely amazing. A lot of people were worried about Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. They were worried that he wouldn't be able to portray the character well, or that he would just copy Harrison Ford. And some people wish that Anthony Ingruben, I think, who portrayed the younger self of Harrison Ford's character in that movie with Blake Lively. I can't remember what the movie's called, but a lot of people wanted him as young Han Solo. Um, I actually thought that Alden Ehrenreich was a fine choice. I really liked him in Hail Caesar, which was a movie, but he was pretty good. So I was actually kind of looking forward to seeing his portrayal, and I thought he did a good job. Is he the definitive Han Solo? No. I feel like some other actors could have done a better job than Alden, but Alden was good. I thought he was good. Also, really good in this movie was Paul Bettany as this sort of gangster character. He was good. His character was not. His character was just kind of there. Speaking of characters that are just kind of there, Woody Harrelson plays Han Solo's mentor, I think. I'm not even sure. That's how forgettable his character is. And in my opinion, that is one of the worst parts of the movie. The fact that Woody Harrelson is forgettable. How do you make Woody Harrelson forgettable? Just oh my gosh. But the cast overall was fine. Emilia Clarke as Kira, Jon Favreau, Phoebe Waller-Bridge from that Amazon original show Fleabag. She played this droid. The characters are very forgettable, but the actors did a fine job. Another thing that I liked about this movie was this scene on a train, this train heist that Solo Chewbacca take part in, and that was a really cool scene. Possibly, no, definitely the only action scene in the movie that I liked. The rest of the action is surprisingly underwhelming. You think that in a Star Wars movie, one thing that they nail or get perfect is the action, but most of the time, the action in this movie was just, I was just like, this is not really exciting, and it's mostly due to the fact that these characters I just do not care about. Rogue One also had was a movie where the characters I didn't really care about that much, but the action was so absolutely incredible and well choreographed. And in this movie, the action is just kind of eh. One thing that I really did not like about this movie, besides the fact that Woody Harrelson is completely forgettable, is that it's not completely tonally consistent, I guess, with the character of Han Solo, not just on screen but behind the scenes as well. I watching it, I could tell that Ron Howard directed this movie in a very straightforward way, following the script almost exactly. He didn't encourage an overall comedic tone or improvisation like Phil Lord and Chris Miller did, and that really disappointed me. The movie at times takes itself more seriously than I think that they should have. I think that this should have been just a fun, really charming and witty movie, and then Han Solo himself should have been very fun, witty, and charming. But unfortunately, I think that but due to all the problems that they were having, and they really want to get this movie out on Memorial Day weekends, I think that because of that sort of eagerness to try to finish on time, Ron Howard directed this movie in a very straightforward manner and focused more on the dramatic aspects and finishing the movie than the comedic aspects. And that really disappointed me because I was really looking forward to seeing a comedic Han Solo movie, with Han Solo being really witty and charming, just like Harrison Ford's portrayal was. Speaking of which, Harrison Ford recently said that he loved Alden Ehrenreich's portrayal and that he really liked the movie. And a lot of people are saying that he lied or that Disney paid him. I don't believe that. Maybe he is stretching the truth a bit on the movie, but I honestly I saw the clip of Harrison Ford surprising Alden, and he honestly looked like he really liked Alden's performance. And besides, Harrison Ford isn't the kind of guy that would lie or do something for money. No, he's better than that, and he's in the past, especially in interviews, he's said whatever he's wanted to say, so I don't think he was lying or being paid by Disney at all. That was just a quick thing on the whole Harrison Ford controversy. So overall, this movie is decent. Is it absolutely incredible? No. Is it absolutely terrible? No. It's just decent, but as a Star Wars movie, it should be amazing, at least personally to me, and therefore, unfortunately, it is disappointing. I'm going to give Solo, a Star Wars story, a 6 out of 10. So I decided to rank once again all the Star Wars films that I've seen from best to worst. I'm going to try to do this in all my reviews after I see a Star Wars film. And also, I'm including the ranking of the films again, even though I already did it in my video spoiler review, I think, for Last Jedi. My opinions of the rankings have changed a little bit since when I made that video on The Last Jedi, and also I need to include Solo on the list. So at the end of the video, you're going to see the ranking of all the Star Wars films that I've seen, in my personal opinion, from best to worst. And besides that, that's it. Yeah, so thank you again so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy Solo. If you don't, then I'm sorry that you didn't. But either way, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.